G's, 4 G's, yeah. 4 G's, 4 G's, 4 G's, let's go. 4 G's, 4 G's, 4 G's, look. Full syndication, full elevation, all generations, we already made it. 4 G's, 4 G's, 4 G's, yeah. 4 G's, 4 G's, 4 G's, let's go. 4 G's, 4 G's, 4 G's, look. Full syndication, full elevation, all generations, we already made it. We got Shot, Dot, Malcolm, Chris the King, plus the Doc. You know that's like 4 G's. Sports Mind. Real world, real problems, real news, real sports. We gon' let you know right here on 4 G's. 4 G's.
Four G's is back in the building. What's happening, fellas?
Good. What's good?
What's up?
You know how we normally do. Go through the spiel, subscribe, and like the doc always says, hit that bell. So every time we go on, you know when the premiere happens, anything that we do, you will know right then and there, all right? And also, this episode is brought to you by My Cosey Creations. My Cosey Creations, all right? And Daphne Cozy, all right? So let's get right on into this real quick. I'm the OG.
I'm the king.
You know what it is? You got the Doc.
All right. And Doc, you're up. King, you're up. Let's go.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and kick this off. Should the NBA allow James Harden to go to the Brooklyn Nets? Doc?
You know, it's funny. The word allow has always intrigued me because I know back in the day they blocked a Chris Paul trade to the Lakers, right? For whatever reason. I could look up the details behind that. So when I say allow, I think as long as in terms of the salary cap, everything is on the up and up, and there is true, fair, and equitable players going back. I don't see why. I mean, there's got to be the proper assets and everything involved, but to me, I feel like a block of a trade should have clear-cut reasons why. And I don't know. I mean, we could get into the Chris Paul. Maybe you two know the details more as Lakers fans on what the trade was going to be with that and why it got blocked. But for me, I think, yeah, if it's a fair trade, he's going to go. He's going to go. I mean, none of them win anything without anybody else anyway, so might as well go ahead and let them go together in the East. It seems like they're running away from, the Lakers or whatever.
Does it really matter?
No. Yeah, you're right.
You're
right.
Does it really matter? Because to me, it's the Oklahoma Thunder 2.0. Instead of Russell,
I mean, really,
instead of Russell, you got Kyrie Irving. You still got Durant. So now you're bringing Harden back. There's not enough basketballs. There's going to be some arguments on who takes the last shot, who's going to control the ball. There's going to be a lot of one-on-one, just like in Houston. So does it really matter? And if you're trading two Nets, aren't you going to have to give up half your team to send him to Houston?
Yeah.
So, I mean, who cares? It's the East. They'll be happy to get out the East if they get out the East. So, it's whatever. Brooke, I love the makeup, but you have a new coach, a new coaching system. I know D'Antoni is there. Harden knows this system, but at the same token, who's going to play defense? You got offense. Yes, you do. But who's on that team going to play defense? Kevin Durant?
Nobody.
Harden, right. So who cares? Go.
You got a rookie coach, right?
Yes, first time never coached anything.
Can he handle 3 superstars like that? 3 different egos? Man, I think Harden be a punk if he went. That's a punk move. Why them? Seems like he is running from the West because he can't beat LeBron. Like you said, OKC 2.0, man. And can Kyrie play a full season? When was his last full season?
Not to be funny, but I'll wait.
It's been a while.
Yeah, seriously.
It's been a while. I don't think that having 3 superstars with a rookie coach is the smartest idea. Now, if D'Antoni was the head coach, that it might work, maybe. But with Nash there, I don't know, man. That's I don't know. I don't think that's gonna work out. Not enough basketballs out there. I don't know why he would want to leave Houston. You're gonna have to give up like 80% of your squad just to get him to go over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's what I'm saying. Dinwiddie and LeVert are gone in that deal immediately.
Oh, quickly.
So you automatically take them off.
Right. And that and he's making these super teams. I'm not a fan of it. The super squads, man. It takes away fans going to watch other teams play because there's really no one to go watch except certain teams that are out there.
I actually completely agree with that. That's always been my issue with today's NBA. That's my fear as a Suns fan with Devin Booker. If they hadn't done this trade with Chris Paul, I think his frustration level would have been he was probably a year or two away from being like James Harden.
Right.
But he's young. Yeah, he is. And I know Harden, that requested trade was also because of his owner's outward support of 45. So I think whatever we all think of that particular person, I think when we get into this stuff, you gotta get out your feelings sometimes, man. And
do you is that the real reason? You think?
I mean, or is it an excuse? Is it an excuse?
I think it's a lame excuse, to be honest with you.
I think so too. And it's a convenient excuse.
Right. He wasn't complaining when he got that extension.
Yeah, he won
that big check.
And I'm sure it wasn't.
He's been in office for 4 years.
Right. And I'm sure it wasn't a hidden support either in that whole time.
No.
Right.
No, I don't think it was hidden. I think it'd be a bogus trade. If he goes, he goes. Like OG says, the East.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody impressed with the East right now.
No.
You still gotta beat Miami. You ain't gonna beat Miami.
But you raise another key point both of you did, and that is Steve Nash's ability to handle that. And not just because he's a rookie, but because Steve Nash was a very unselfish player, and I don't think he'll be able to relate to 3 selfish players, right? So he's going to have trouble with that because he just you know how it is, guys. Like when you can't comprehend, like if it's just not in your mindset to be that way, it's hard to comprehend how anybody else can be. So I think there's going to be some clashing with that. And Kyrie already came out and basically said, we don't have a head coach. We're all in it, which is the damn most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
And a lot of cap space is going to be gone. So what's your bench going to look like?
Right. Especially on what you have to give up to get him. And they just signed that, and I forgive me for forgetting his name, the 3-point champ this year, that kid can shoot. They did re-sign him and gave him a good amount of money.
Right.
Joe, what's his name? Joe something.
I don't know.
Does he play defense?
No, nobody over there plays defense.
Goes back to my question. You can have all the scoring you want, and no disrespect to Phoenix, but when they came out with the shoot under 7 seconds, That's was right. Great. It was wonderful, but you couldn't stop nobody.
No, we had 2 players on that team that played defense. 2. We had Raja Bell and Sean Marion. Those are the only 2 cats out there playing, and they weren't even our bigs. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
right.
So it's like
it was fun. It was fun to watch, and then we had to watch our asses get bounced out. You know what I mean?
That's what happens. I don't know. I just don't think it really matters. I mean, to me, it doesn't matter what Brooklyn does because you still have to. There's too much that you got to do. You got to overcome to do anything. That's why the Rockets are in the situation they're in. They gave up a lot of draft picks to get Harden. They gave up a ton of draft picks to get Westbrook, and both of them won out. So
yeah, And who's even better? Who's even better, Westbrook or Kyrie? Let me ask you guys that. Who's even better? A ball player. Who's better?
I'm gonna give it to
Kyrie.
Westbrook. I'm gonna give it to Westbrook because he plays a full season. Kyrie don't play full seasons.
But Westbrook shoots you out the game.
That's valid.
And you play all year.
Both points are
You
valid.
shoot me out the game. I don't need you. Yeah, I can't trust you. That's all year.
But he's in the game. Kyrie's not even playing.
That's true. Hey,
that's fair, but I think Westbrook. It's a little bit of. We talk about somebody said to me, "Well, Westbrook still gets 10 assists." Yeah, but that's like it's not like he's getting 10 assists because he's including everybody on the offense. He's getting 10 assists because he's stuffing his stat sheet and making sure he's getting the rebounds and hurrying up and kicking it out. I don't even think it's a winning thing. I think it's just being an Oscar Robertson. He wants so badly to be Oscar.
Could be. I agree.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So moving through, I mean, talking about the NBA and the next generation of the NBA, right? What are y'all's thoughts on last Thursday's NBA draft, especially during coronavirus? OG, we'll go with you first.
I mean, it was just like football's draft. They were at home. The commissioner, at least this commissioner, was on the stage. We wasn't,
I did like that.
We wasn't in his,
I like that touch.
We wasn't in his basement like he was at home like one of us. But other than that, I mean, it went like I thought it was going to go. You know, first 3 picks were tossed in the air. Then after that, everybody was a free fall. It was, you know, what it was great. I'm glad these guys were able to finally get drafted. And after 8 months, almost a year, you know, of just sitting around and not knowing what's going to happen. But I think it's really not in their best interest right now because you draft them in November. Season starts next month.
Yeah, they about to play in about 3.5 weeks.
So it's like,
better get that playbook, son.
Boy, this is no time to be sitting around talking about I'm gonna sit and play PlayStation all day and move into my new condo. Nope. Because now you got to. I mean, this
you're
class
you're gonna find out what it is to be a real professional
from day one. As soon as you walk onto the facility. So my thing is, I think a lot of rookies gonna get a lot of time, especially with teams with veterans, like the Lakers. There are certain players that you probably won't see until January. LeBron, you may not see anyone else, but you'll see draft picks and everyone else for these different teams. And I feel that it's great because they're getting thrown into the fire real quick. But at the same token, I mean, the draft was great. I just hope no one gets hurt early.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, you're right.
You know, because you haven't been competitive in almost a year. Right. And then you have to gear it right up in a month.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think the NBA and the Players Association both should be ashamed of themselves starting it December before Christmas. You should just wait until after New Year's and just read it. But hey, that's another topic for another day. The draft is what I thought it was going to be.
What I think about the draft?
Snoozer.
Boring. Mm-hmm. The reason why I say it was boring, when you don't really have college basketball, you really don't know what's out there. We knew some of those guys, the LaMelo, a couple of
Wiseman.
Wiseman, a couple of other guys. You know, not having that Sweet 16, Elite 8, road to the Final Four, made it like, who are these guys that are coming out? Like, there was really no pub on even the guys from overseas.
Yeah,
as I thought it should have been. It was kind of boring to me. It was kind of boring. We kind of knew who the top 3 were going to be. But like you guys were saying that, you know, starting the league in, you know, 3.5 weeks, man, and you know, these guys haven't played basketball in a year or some months. You know, that they're staying in shape. You you see what happens when, you know, guys are just thrown to the wolves like that. Injuries just pop up. Yep. You know, kneecaps,
in the NFL.
right? Achilles and muscle strains and the whole nine. You don't wish that on these guys, man. But hopefully they'll wean these guys in like they should, man. And you might want to. Me personally, I would extend the roster to 15 to maybe 17, just so that people will not won't get hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but starting at this early is that's a money thing, man. That's what it is. That's a money thing, TV revenue thing. They got to make money. They got to recoup some of that bread that they lost. Period.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was wrong. I mean, did y'all watch it? I didn't even watch it.
I did. I watched it.
I think I watched maybe 3 picks, and the most exciting pick was, what was his name? Greg Anthony's son getting drafted.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I think that was the most exciting thing for me because I knew your dad could ball.
Right.
Yeah.
So, other than that, like you said, next pick. My bad.
And that's their fault on production because it was a snoozer. I mean, there's some things that could have been done different and maybe try to put in some cuts a little bit more and things like that. The highlight of the draft for me was how mad LeVar Ball looked. Did y'all see that cut?
Oh, he was
when
hot.
LaMelo got drafted by the Hornets.
Oh, he was hot.
That LeVar man did not budge. There was no excitement. LaMelo genuinely, I think he was excited. I think that young man is genuinely thankful to be in the NBA. I do. I believe that. But man, his dad looked hot as hell. And
you got to
remember, right? What's leading up to all this?
Right. You talk so much smack.
You did your thing, and you got their name out there. You did. I give him that, man. Like, none of us knew who them ball boys were. To me, I still firmly believe, no disrespect to Lonzo, but that's the only reason he was picked too, because LeVar knew how to get that hype out there. I think LaMelo's going to be a better pro. I watched some of his games from that Australian league. He's the real deal. That kid's good. He could ball. As long as he takes the tutelage offered to him, he seems humble-ish. I mean, considering everything he's gone through in life, as humble as you can be having that notoriety at a young age, a la LeBron James. Ultimately, it was a snooze fest. There was not really any excitement. I think the steal in the draft went in the second round to Golden State, Nico Mannion. That kid he's from high school out here, so I've had the opportunity to see him, and he can play. And since he went so late in the draft, he has the benefit of just being able to have no pressure and sit behind Steph Curry and learn. So hopefully he does that and really busts out. We can think of a few second rounders that have done that in our life. Gilbert Arenas comes to mind, right? He was a second rounder with no expectations and became a perennial all-star until he started pulling guns on people in the locker room.
All right, let's leave that alone. Let's leave that alone. Stop dry snitching. We allegedly.
Allegedly.
There we go. Well, before we get into this next question, I mean, we did talk about injuries. I just want to give prayers up to Klay Thompson before we move on. Man. I just want to say, man, get healthy.
That's tough.
Hopefully it's not as bad. Hopefully it's not as bad as what they're saying it is. But you set out a year, you're working out to get back and get injured again. So just prayed up Klay. From the 4G
that's got to play
family,
into your psyche too.
Right. From the 4G family, man, we're sending prayers your way. Just get healthy, brother.
Let me ask you this. Is he now damaged goods?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, with that being said, would I like for him to somehow come to the Lakers? Yes. But he's damaged goods.
He's got a lot to come back from.
Right. You had 2 major injuries back to back.
Not even the same knee.
Right.
Well, this is his Achilles. Yeah.
Yeah. One is a knee and the other one is Achilles.
He tore his Achilles.
So that's different. But
Way
the
different.
good thing is his game was not really built on, power and speed like that.
Yeah, he's a
That's
catch
the-
and shoot guy.
He's like, yeah. So I think that helps a great deal. But I just want to say,
A little bit like Ray Allen was.
yeah.
Right.
But I just had to say that because I feel sorry for the cat.
Yeah, prayers out to him for sure. You see what Golden State did?
Right.
After that, they went and got Kelly Oubre.
Oh, smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got money. They got money. All right. Should NFL teams retire Hall of Fame numbers? I'm gonna let you. Let me say it again. Should NFL teams retire Hall of Fame numbers? So yes, it's not like college. There's not a bunch of numbers running around.
Right.
Once you retire this number, no one could ever. So like for the Cowboys, I think 21, 22, 8, 12, and 88 should never be worn again.
Damn.
By anybody or by the Cowboys?
By the Cowboys.
Oh.
That's just from my team. Because those are all Hall of Famers. They're all won rings.
Yeah, if it's limited to the team they played for.
Yeah, just the team they play for.
Yeah, I would say yeah. I mean, I could only think of a very few cases in any professional sport that I think a number should be retired, across the board. The MLB already has done it,
Right.
and well-deserved for very good reason.
Right.
The NBA probably could get away with doing it for Jordan. And Kobe. Yep. So across the board, I can't think of many in the NFL. I'm sure there's probably a few out there. If you wanted to, you could probably throw Tom Brady in that discussion. He's got more dang on Super Bowls than anybody. He's got more Super Bowls than some teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
but he's been there more.
that's kind of the point, though. Really, to me,
But
because what he's done doesn't happen, man. Like it just doesn't.
Right. But would you rather be 9-6 or 4-0? See what I'm saying? 4-0 sounds a whole lot better, and you won every Super Bowl you ever went to.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, because that gets us into a little bit of that Jordan versus LeBron discussion, right?
There you go.
He's 6-0, and LeBron is like 4-12 or some crazy.
4
I
and
don't
10.
know, or something
4
like
and
that.
10, right?
I don't know. It's a losing
So,
record. It's fine.
To me, you have a losing record in the Super Bowl or the finals. How can you be considered a GOAT? Because you got there so many times? That's not being a GOAT.
If that's the case, Jim Kelly went 4 in a row.
There you go, and never won. So he should be a GOAT.
Never. Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, I get your logic behind that.
No.
But I'll say if you're a team that has a player that was worthy enough to go to the Hall of Fame, that should automatically be a retired. Like Fitzgerald for the Cardinals. There better be nobody that ever wears 11 again, ever.
You shouldn't want to. You wouldn't want to.
You shouldn't want to, yeah. Anybody that knows the history of the game that gets drafted by the Cardinals and even asked to wear 11, I'd send them packing, bro.
Right. That's like somebody coming in. I want Pat Tillman's number.
Oh yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
No.
Bet.
You see what I'm
touch
saying?
that.
So,
yeah.
Right. There's certain numbers you should just be automatically okay. Hey, this is going to the Raptors. No one would ever wear this again. The Ring of Honor is great. Don't get me wrong, but there are certain numbers should never ever be worn again.
Yeah.
Like number 20 in Detroit should never be worn again.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. What do you think, King?
I agree. I mean, how many teams have Hall of Famers? I mean, pretty much all of them.
At least one.
Right. 32.
At least one.
32 in Cleveland should never be worn again, ever. Jim Brown.
Yep.
I would have to agree with you. Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. 100%.
You know, and I'm not saying every Hall of Famer. I know there's certain ones that get in, but no, I take that back. I am saying every Hall of Fame. If you get into the Hall of Fame, regardless if you won chips or not, that means you was the best at your position.
Yeah.
No one should ever wear your jersey number again.
Yeah. So let me ask you this real quick as a follow-up, because this is relative to the Hall of Fame and a player you just mentioned, because I don't believe he is in the NFL Hall of Fame. I believe he's in the College Football Hall of Fame. But Pat Tillman, do you think he belongs in there?
What, in the Hall of Fame?
In the NFL Hall of Fame.
Correct. Yes. For what he did, I'm not saying what he did on the field, because he was a player, but to give that up and Doc, to serve your country and then to get killed by friendly fire, enemy fire, friendly fire,
covered up number, friendly fire.
That number, that's a number I feel that should be retired across the board, just for that fact.
Yeah, you would get an argument from me.
This man gave up a career to go serve his country and got killed.
Yeah.
They need to change ASU Stadium to Pat Tillman Stadium.
I agree with that too. I absolutely agree with that.
I mean, if you don't want to retire the number, then you got to do something like that.
Yeah,
you have to.
I don't think ASU gives it out. And in fact, I think they do something really cool, and that's like the person. It's a practice number. You know how you got your practice jersey?
Right.
They give it to the person that exudes the most, like their GPA is high. They're that energy guy. They're a leader. All of that thing, and that's like they get that number during practice. So I think that's pretty cool too.
That's dope.
To me, that's an honor. So yeah, practice maybe, but I'm saying as far as games go,
no game jersey. He's got to be up there with Jackie. No. He's got to be a little bit up there with Jackie. Not quite to Jackie's level, but right there.
But at the same token, you kind of do have to put him in a thing because they both sacrifice something.
Right.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's valid.
What I'm saying? So I mean, I'm not saying he's not as important because once again, this was an athlete that was at the peak. It's not like he was falling off and then when my country needs me, I'm out.
Yeah. I think he ultimately would have been a Hall of Fame safety, actually.
Oh, I think so.
So
do the Cardinals wear his patch on their uniforms every year, or just?
Well, I don't think they wear it every year, but they do something to honor him. It might be something on the helmet,
right?
But here's the thing: the league monitors all that. So again, we get into what OG said. Should the NFL be doing something for this?
Right.
They have a contract with the
right. Yeah. Because the teams, I think teams do different things. They do different things, but the NFL can say, look, there are certain numbers you cannot give out anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, Jim Brown, I still say across the board.
Yeah.
No one wears that number. Pat Tillman, no one wears that number.
Walter Payton,
no one wears that number. Barry Sanders, I don't know. That's one of those that might be a team's decision.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably more team. Yeah.
Certain players, the NFL should step in and be like, look, these are the numbers you cannot give out, and this is the reason why.
Just take them off the check sheet, really.
Right. That's it. But we are talking about the NFL, and what are they worried about? Revenue and jersey sales.
But put a Pat Tillman jersey on sale. Watch how fast it go.
Right.
It goes quick.
And don't do it during Veteran Day or nothing like that. Just keep it year round.
Yeah, because that salute to service jersey of Tillman is hot.
Oh, yeah. And I know it goes quick.
Oh yeah, it's hard to get them.
King.
So we're on all weight.
All weight,
sir.
Oh boy. I don't know about this one. Will there ever be a point where boxing and MMA can be on the same card?
Yes. And let me say I don't even think we're that far off from it. I think what McGregor and Floyd did I think that's part of why they did that. If we're being honest, if we know one thing about Floyd is that man can market other than being an undefeated professional boxer. You got two of the biggest marketing geniuses in both of those sports going toe to toe, and I think not only do I think it will happen, I think it'll be pretty exciting. It's good for. To bring all the, because like me, for instance, I prefer boxing. It's the old head in me. I like watching boxing. I like technical boxing. I like power boxing. I like it all. So if you're going to mix it up, I'm more apt to watch. I'm going to say, okay, let's just watch it because we got a card on boxing I want to see anyway. Right. So I think we're not far off from it.
To me, this is a very great question because why couldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, a boxing fan will watch MMA. An MMA fan will watch boxing. I know there's certain people, I'm strictly boxing, MMA, or it's vice versa. Mm-hmm. But what's the difference? If you take them out the octagon and put them in a regular ring, which martial arts, that's what they do to fight in. They do fight in regular rings.
Yep.
The UFC came up with the octagon.
Mm-hmm.
So,
marketing.
What's the difference? What's really the difference? And I mean, shouts out to our boy Jared Gooden, even though he lost. If you saw most of those cards, most of those cats were standing up throwing punches half the night.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not even you can't even say, that was a martial arts because they did a lot of kicking it. No. They did some kicks, but half the time, these dudes are standing up trying to knock each other's heads off.
Yep.
So if I was Dana White, and I understand you want to keep them separate because you want all this money to come in, but if you're thinking business-wise, I would take my 2 top champions and ask boxing, take your 2 top champions. Let's put them on a card together. Has there ever been 4 championship fights in one night?
That'd be awesome.
You see what I'm saying? Do you understand the excitement that every match that's on this card is a championship fight?
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
No matter what it is, no matter what division, I think that would make more revenue and draw more interest than, you got Crawford fighting this week, you got MMA this week, then you got boxing next week, then you got MMA. Put them all in one match.
Yeah.
Put them all on one card and let's see. And don't make a pay-per-view. The first one, don't make pay-per-view.
Right.
Just watch
you got to get people excited about it.
Right. Because I remember, and King can attest to this, we watched plenty boxing matches on a Saturday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns, and everybody knew when this fight was coming on a Saturday during the day.
Yeah.
Wasn't it called
everybody
TV? It was called Closed Circuit TV.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you'd have to pay for it. You just have to watch the fight.
Man, y'all old as hell.
Damn.
Yeah, we are. Thank you. I'm not going to even say it. I'm done. Oh my god. Oh, that was a company. Was that a reply from last week?
Oh
the
yeah.
Oreo comment?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right back at you. Pow pow.
All right.
I like the crossover. I think it'd be kind of huge. You know, like you said, put a bunch of championship cards on the same card. But could you imagine?
That's a great idea.
You know, make the first one free, and you can make the next one. Shoot, $150, and people are going to pay for it.
They're going to pay for it because you got to think about it. If you give me value for my money,
right,
I will pay.
Yeah,
and you both know that boxing match can end in the first 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Whatever. Martial arts the same way. So if you have backup plans, just in case say first match ends real quick, you have something another fight ready to go, just in case. But I still think 4 championship fights in one night. Who's not gonna want to see that?
That'd be crazy. And they had to learn that back in the day. When we used to watch Tyson, and he was always the main card, right? But they started learning we need to get some exciting fights in the first cards because Tyson come out and win this thing in the first round. It's going to be over, and people were getting mad.
And those
undercards,
and we're
gonna give them a fight after, right?
Yeah,
and we got to give them a fight after that,
right?
Those undercards were pretty trash, though. They were pretty bad.
Yeah, they were.
They started getting better as the years went on, though.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. At first they were trash because they didn't know Iron Mike was going to come out and just start slobber knocking fools. You know what I mean? Like just ending it in five? I think he had one that was within the first 15 seconds where he just came out and dropped them, and then everybody's mad as hell because the undercards weren't even that great. So you done spent $100 for an hour and a half of boxing.
And I can contest. Had a fight party, and I went to go get wings, and I was over. Oh, ding, 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 ding! Mike Tyson's winning. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
they're like the fight was over.
You didn't even get through the first wing.
I didn't even put him on my plate.
Crazy, man.
I was like,
crazy.
And the pay-per-view people, I think that's when it was just so cool. They just replayed the whole card right after that.
Yeah,
they knew people.
Yeah.
They knew people were going. Yeah, they had to. They started from the beginning.
They had to.
All the fight.
Yeah, they had to.
I was like, but what undercard have you ever seen with 4 championship matches on it?
That would be amazing.
That's what I'm saying.
I heard Pacquiao is trying to sign something with McGregor.
That would be interesting.
No, it wouldn't.
I know. I say that facetiously.
No, it wouldn't. The same thing is going to happen. McGregor's going to come out, run out of 5 rounds.
He'll get gassed.
After 25 minutes, that's what he trains for.
Yeah.
25 minutes. What does he have after 25 minutes?
And Pacquiao's a long haul fighter too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Boxers train for 12 rounds.
Yeah.
3 minutes. You see what I'm saying? MMA is doing totally different.
Hold up. Did King just yawn on us? I'm sorry. Are we boring you, my friend?
Oh, is that where we are now?
Oh, is that what we're doing? Just yawning on each other?
You know what? I'm not gonna say nothing else. I'm gonna let King run the show.
Yeah, go ahead, King.
Wait a minute. Wait, time out. Time out. Hold on. What happened was I'm drinking this adult beverage.
Uh-huh.
And I had the burp. And
what
so
burp?
I had to
But see,
huh?
Doc,
what happened?
Doc. You know your mama said I always know when you lying when you go. What had happened was.
What had happened was. He didn't think I was gonna catch that. I tell you what.
Oh no, I saw it. I just didn't want to say nothing, but since you brung it up,
I was trying not to.
Oh, here we go. Out of control. Yep, see?
Oh, God.
Oh, man. Hey, do you gentlemen have anything else to add?
Man, I think I'm done.
I want to know. I do too. I have something.
I just want to say once again, hey, Jared Gooden, don't worry about it, Playboy. Don't worry about it. We still in your corner. We're going to support you and we're going to, every fight that you have that we know about, I'm promoting it. All right. So, hey, it's just one. It's one. It's okay. And it's your debut. So now you got the feel and the speed. Like I'm going to have to use a line from LeBron when they played the Rockets. We have a feel for their speed now, so we'll be all right next time we play them.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Hey, Night Train, you'll be holding the belt in the UFC.
Oh, with them fours up when you get that belt. Remember,
With them fours
as
up.
soon as you get them belt, you gotta put the fours up.
That's it.
All right, King, what you got?
I want to know what Dallas's record is.
Oh, damn. Damn.
I can't get.
Oh, wait.
Wait.
He's breaking up. He's breaking up. He paused. We froze. He froze.
What is your record? What is your record?
Oh, we're 2-7.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
What's your record?
Don't worry about what we're doing over here in Cleveland.
You gonna go to the playoffs?
Probably not.
All right. So I will take a 2-17. At least we be in the top 5 picks.
Probably not.
And I must say, Doc is not saying anything because his Cardinals are looking pretty good. Even though they lost Thursday night, but they're looking pretty good.
They are. I think they'll bounce back. Sometimes those losses like that are a learning experience too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because Pete Carroll's he figured a little bit how to kind of keep Kyler contained. So now the rest of the crew knows we can't rely on Kyler's legs all the time. But I'll tell you what, man, Kyler Murray's special.
He is.
Yeah, no, he is. He's in my fantasy, so
yeah,
get him, Kyle. No,
what did y'all think about that catch D-Hop did a week ago?
Amazing.
Moss.
We haven't seen something like that in quite some time.
Why is it that the Cardinal Stadium always has amazing catches like that?
Yeah, Fitz has one in that stadium too, just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
people forget about that.
Don't forget
Green Bay. Yep, Green Bay. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
that Cardinal Stadium.
And that was a free Air Jordan commercial too. Do y'all notice that? He was wearing the Jumpman gloves over Adidas and Nike gloves. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. See, it's always that one.
He just be lucking into money.
Houston was dumb giving him up.
For nothing, man. For a washed running back. That dude's on IR.
But you know what that means, right? Player and the coach did not get along.
Well, and there's some rumors on why.
Yeah. We'll have to, because you know what? Let me just bring one up. Is it, from what I heard, is because he had too many baby mamas?
Yeah. That's probably one of the major. O'Brien apparently didn't feel that was wholesome enough. I don't know.
Not
man.
Your problem.
Yeah, it don't matter. Sean Kemp got like 16 kids. That's still he was still a baller.
That
you're aware of, right?
That he's aware of, yeah.
Who cares how many kids you have?
Hell,
produce on the field.
That's what I'm saying. He needs to keep making that money to pay for all them kids. So that's the guy I want. I know he's going out there to play.
How many kids he got?
Hop guy. Yeah, he's got
6.
I think it's around the 5-6, and it's all different. And that was O'Brien's issue.
How many Cam Newton got? What's the difference?
Right.
Remember Travis Henry had 11? 9 different women?
Yeah, it shouldn't matter. Bottom line is, because we just putting these guys all out there. The bottom line is, it really shouldn't matter. He was a professional. He came to work. He produced for the Texans, and they gave him up for nothing, dude. I can't believe we pulled off that trade. And then we went and quickly, we got him for 5 years. They quickly gave him an extension.
Right.
Oh, that's smart. Oh, yeah.
I would have with him too. So, now what does that say to the rest of the players on the Houston Texans?
Yeah, that it don't matter what you do. Well, and I think that's why the owner had to go ahead and part ways with them. Because you're right. Because now he can send a new message to the players. Like, no, that's not what we're about.
Well, I don't know. But that's not my team. That's not my problem.
Yeah, I don't really care. They can go 16 every year.
Stop a cold. we can't stop a cold. So,
Yep.
let's wait for the next year's draft.
Right.
Yep.
That was my only
right.
question.
That's it. You good? You good?
I'm good.
Well, then, as usual, we at 4G, we appreciate y'all watching,
sir.
subscribing, sharing, commenting on the content. Keep doing that. Keep helping us out. We love doing this, but we also appreciate you all sharing our content. And this episode, of course, again, as OG said, was brought to you by My Cosey Creations. Daphne Casey got the shirts. We have all the gear. Go check us out.
Yes, sir.
And I'll sign off. You know what? My sign off is to my brothers here, man, because we're on episode 29 and going strong since the beginning of this COVID thing, and I don't see it letting up. Both COVID and us anytime soon. So let's go.
I don't know. I don't know if I should take that personally.
I'm not calling us a virus.
I mean, that's how I took it. COVID ain't going nowhere, so we both viruses.
No, I'll give a shout out, man. Give a shout out to my brothers on the 4G network. Also I've always given a shout out to my boys. I have not given a shout out to my daughter at all on the show. And she made it. So Miss Candice Elaine, this is for you. Daddy loves you. Keep doing what you're doing. She's going to be graduating this year. Military or college, that's going to be one of the options she's going to choose. So we love you and we support you 120%.
Hey, well, real quick, if she has questions about the military, send her over to me.
Facts, most definitely.
Well, ain't nothing else to say, but 4G brothers, I appreciate you. You know that from the bottom of my heart. The Don, appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, because none of this has been possible without you, to be totally honest. My family, my friends, but most importantly to these two gentlemen that's on the screen with me right now. And like I said, Don is included in this. None of this is possible. I can sit up here and talk sports by myself all day. Who would really listen? I just want to say thank you for taking the time out from your family and everything else. And also, we have to give a shout out to Let's Talk. All right. We've always done interviews. This is the first time someone interviewed us.
Yep.
So I think we had a ball, but Let's Talk podcast, you will hear more about that. And with Quentin Ford, you'll hear more about that with us. And eventually we're going to try to snatch him from his podcast for a minute so we can get him on this one so we can talk a little bit more about sports and what he has going on, because he said he likes the Rockets,
the
Yankees,
and he's a Cowboy. So 2 out of 3. 1 out of 3 is not bad, but the other 2, I'm killing them. Yankees and the Rockets, I'm killing them. At least, especially because the Dodgers won this year.
At least 2 of them are in the same state, I guess.
All right, if you follow us,
go ahead, finish us off now, OG.
Because if I don't start now, Doc is going to go. You know how he gets out of control at the end of the show? We're not going to let him. Okay, so follow us, comment, share on all our social media platforms. You know what that is. That's YouTube, Facebook, our Facebook page. We got Instagram, SoundCloud, Twitter, and our email. Our email is 4gsports@gmail.com. Sports with a Z. All right? Everything is with the Z with us. You can find us on any of those platforms. Leave comments. Say whatever you want to say. You tell us how out of control we are. You tell us how Doc look like he's matching King's shirt right now because he got so much other stuff he want to say. But we don't have to keep him on the leash right now because we're about to get out of here. So 4Gs, I just got to tell you, Man, it's been a pleasure. And we out, baby. We out. 4Gs.
We out.
We out.